What's up YouTube? Internet Bling back again with a bit of a different video this time. Not as much to do with e-commerce. We definitely won't be inside any Shopify interfaces on this video. In this YouTube, I'm going to talk you through my new blog that I've been working on and a way to automatically, mostly, they're not 100% automatic, but for this blog there are posts. Okay, I've been making this blog for a little while now. I think it looks pretty nice. It's not on WordPress, it's on another blog platform called Blog Hunch, if you want to look that up. But this is a blog to do with kind of AI. So obviously everyone's hopping on AI in 2024, aren't they? It's also e-commerce linked in parts, and then there are other bits of information on here. But the posts look like this, and I just want to point out all the images, every single image on here was generated by ChatGPT. Alright, so they're all 100% original off of prompts. And once you make a blog, alright, that you want to promote the posts. You need to put them out and push them onto your social media, such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the regular spots. And for that, you will need slides, okay, or images, however you want to describe them. And Canva is really helpful at making these carousels where this would be your first image, okay. This is linked to this post, obviously. And this would be the first slide in the carousel. And then you would swipe here with the arrow, obviously if it was on Instagram, and you would get to this next slide, and then this one and this one, etc. Goes through the different number of slides, and then at the end you have this splash screen, I guess you'd call it, where you have a CTA, a call to action, with what you want the user to do. Before I got Canva, I would have to make these individually one by one in Adobe Photoshop. And while I'm pretty quick in Adobe, it's a lot faster in Canva, and you can automate a lot of the process as well, which is really helpful. In fact, the more I use Canva, the more I like it, the more I work in it instead of opening Adobe. It's extremely helpful and intuitive, so I recommend you check that out if you want to. Once you have these slides made, they're extremely handy for promoting individual blog posts or the blog, or pretty much anything you want to. The methodology here is helpful, so watch on and I'll explain how to sort that out. On this blog, we've got a lot of posts, right? I've written, I think, 58 posts up to now. So there's a few pages, and they're all different, all with nice individual images in each one, all generated by ChatGPT. Really nice. But because of that, there's a lot of blog posts and it's a lot to keep track of. Because I'm OCD with organisation, I have this list here, 50 posts up to now. There are another 8, but they're scheduled, they're not live, that's why I haven't added them in. Each blog post is entered onto the spreadsheet in order with the title, its URL, and its niche. In a few places they were kind of clumped up, so there'll be a few email marketing posts, a few AI. What I wanted to do was randomize the posts. I exported this from here as a CSV, and you can just drag that into ChatGPT, ask it to randomize the entries and export it again, which it has done, and that's in this sheet here. They're randomized to a point. There's still, like here, look, there's 3 ecom on the trot, which I'm not keen on in here, but they are more randomized than in the first spreadsheet here. So I randomize them, and then the steps to creating the slides I'm gonna talk you through now with a prompt, and that is here. Let me get rid of this URL. The ones in yellow I've already created, and they are here, right? So you can see each slide in these. I've already made these. But what I want to talk you through is how to make one that I've not yet made. So we're going to pick this one here, and that is this post, right? The rise of AI. Post number 18. First, what we need to get ChatGPT to do is look at the post and pick out some important points. So I'm going to copy that URL, and I've got my little prompt here. Here's a prompt for ChatGPT. Review the URL, which is this one here. I'll just have a quick look how long the post is, because some of the blog posts I've made are medium length. From those I normally take about 5 points. Then there are a few that are really quite long, and on those I've been asking it to do 8 or 9. That's kind of an average size post. I'm going to go with 6, and then I will, it's post 18, isn't it? Is that right? Yeah. The prompt is here. Review the URL, take the 6 most important points from the article and turn them into an easy to understand piece of advice for the reader. Then I'll just put this bit here, don't list them in the answer, because depending on what kind of mood ChatGPT is in, it might list them and that's just a waste of time. And then create a CSV file with the pieces of advice on individual rows in the spreadsheet. Put a column header and call it point. I'll explain that a little bit later. Name it 018 riseofai.csv. This is just so I can link it to the blog post and the title, and then I ask it for a link to download the file. So let's copy that, and we go into ChatGPT, paste the prompt, and off it runs. And there you go. So we just click this link to download the file. There it is. Normally, you don't even have to open this or look at it. All you have to do is import it into Canva. However, just so you know what we're looking at, I'm going to open this one. We go and make a new tab here and import. And this is how it looks like. It's really basic, and it's just put this column here at the top that says point, which is what we asked it to do here. You could call this name or whatever, right? It doesn't really matter. You will see why we need this here in a minute, but that's just there at the top for a point of reference. Whatever you want to call it. But the 6 points that I asked it to make from this article are in. This is what's in the CSV we're going to upload to Canva. And this is 6 pieces of advice or tips or whatever, and it just kind of will introduce the blog post that you're going to push out onto social media via your carousel slides. So we can actually close this now, we don't need it. And if we go to Canva, and we're going to go create a design. It has got Instagram post here, but that's 1080 by 1080. I'm going to do custom 1000 by 1000. Why have I chosen 1000 by 1000? Because while I was making this blog with all these posts, I also asked ChatGPT to create one-to-one images as well for every post. Right, so all of these are 1000 by 1000 images. They're all labeled to correspond the number of the post that they're from. So if we go to this one here, the Rise of AI, which is number 18, and we find 18 here, you'll see it's the same kind of image. All I really do in ChatGPT is I will ask it to make these landscape images like this, and this, and this. And then when it makes a nice one that I'm going to use as the header image for the blog post, like I have here, I just ask it to replicate the image in 1:1, like 1-to-1, 1:1 format, and it will create another image that I put in another folder, so I have them for creating things like this. So here's the 1-to-1 image. Here's all the 1-to-1 images, right, for all the blog posts I've made up to now. But right now we need to concentrate on this one here. This is 1000 by 1000. We're in Canva here, and to get it to match up with looking like these ones here, there's a few elements. First, I'm going to add in this image. I'm just going to drag that to here. I want to turn down the transparency of it a little bit to 30, and then I want to blur it. Right, edit photo, blur, whole image, 25. So that makes it a little bit blurred, which is what we want. The other elements, the numbers and all the rest of it, we will put in a minute. But first, let's concentrate on importing the text. We're going to go text, add a text box. We're going to set the text to size 50. Make sure you choose the font that you want. This is a font that's on our website, so we want these to match up. I'm also going to do effects. I'm going to add a white stroke like that. So now this is in. What we're going to choose is this tool here, bulk create. If you don't have that here, it will be in your apps right here. Once you begin to use it, it will pop it out onto the left sidebar here. So I'm going to click that tool and I'm going to upload CSV here. I'm going to choose the CSV that I just generated in ChatGPT. That'll upload it, and then just click this thing here, left click, and do connect data, and it will pop up and it will say point, which matches to, if you remember, the header of the spreadsheet we had open, and it will put that in like that, point in curly brackets. If you'd have changed your text here to point of reference, it would have that in, but that doesn't matter, right? We're not even going to use that. Just so you understand that why that's in there. Once that's in there with the curly brackets, we've connected the data, which is our CSV here. I'm going to click continue, and then it will offer you the option to apply data. This is where it will make a separate slide for each one, like this, with the blurred image on the background, with each bit of text in the middle. So let's do generate 6 designs, and look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the text is in. It's not in the right place, obviously, but the font's right. The font is how we want it. It's the right font size. We'll work on tidying them all up in a little bit. You can see Canva has just automatically made us most of what we need. What I would do now is duplicate this first page, get rid of this text, and then scroll down to the last one, and also duplicate this page too. Get rid of that text. So now we have a blank slide at the beginning and the end, and our text slides in the middle of that. Next we need to add the numbers, and those are elements we made ourselves, and they are here. And all we do is drag this out like that. Okay, so that's put in the last one, the last slide. That is the same on all of these, on all of our designs, right? The first one needs this again, and what we do here is that's just added in our logo and an arrow. Then we need the title of the blog post, so all I do is go here and then back to where I will just paste this in. I'll make the title text 45 and then just drag it in Canva. If you're not used to using it, I would just do a line, choose center, so that's nicely in the middle. Let's put the title in, and then I need the image from the blog post like this to add in, and for that I would just go back to this page here. This is the beauty of Canva. You can just right click, copy an image and paste it straight in, and it'll add it in. A bit of jigging around, resize it here, put it in the center, move it to where we want it, and then I would just add a bit of border weight, 4 round the corners off to 10, and then choose white as the border color. So that's made that look like that. That looks nice, right? So that's slide 1 complete. And then we've got numbered slides here, 1 to 9, and you literally just click to add these in. 1, 2, let's just go down and quickly add them in. You can literally just move to the live slide, click this, and it will put it straight in. So that's 5, 6, and that's it. So we've got 6. Where did we need 3? Okay, I thought I added that in. Oops, there we go. Right, so there's the rough layout of all the graphics. Obviously the text isn't quite right, but we just go ahead and fix that now. Right click here, align to page, middle. That'll put it up in the middle, and then you can play around with the text to make it look a bit neater, like that. Alright, so it's more pushed into the middle. Align to middle. This is too long, obviously. There's number 2 in. This is going to be a pain. Yeah, you do every now and again, you'll have that where I think it looks messy, so I guess you can add in another word. Just, you know, just jiggle around with the text to make it look neat. Right, then you'll get one that works out and looks good. If you want to enlarge the text, you can. You just change the font size here and then just work along as we have been doing. And that's pretty much it. We have all the information in that we need. We have the images, text, the titles, the slides, and this would be ready to export. How would we export it? Easy. You just go share here, and then you choose download, and you would want to choose all pages 1 to 8, like that. Click download, and then you have a zip of all the slides on your computer, and you would just upload them to Instagram or to Facebook or to whichever social media platform you wanted to push on. Another nice little trick that is in Canva as well that you may be interested in, because remember, ChatGPT wrote these points. ChatGPT is excellent, but it's not quite there yet in a lot of ways. However, AI is being incorporated into almost every app and program out there, including Canva. So if we have this text here, and you can click Magic Write here, and it will rewrite things for you. You can choose summarize, rewrite, more formal, etc. You can choose one of these. So let's do rewrite. And in case you were missing any words, or you just felt like you wanted it to say something else, you know, or you can just choose, right? You could just play around. Let's choose Magic Write again, more formal. Okay, that might be a bit wafty and long, but sprinkle fairy dust. Yeah, okay. Let's not choose that one. Right, so that's back to what it was. You can just do rewrite or whatever you like, okay? But I just want to point out that that option is there if you're struggling to summarize or rewrite some of your own points, or you're not happy with the points ChatGPT wrote for you. So that option is there. And then once you're happy with the slides, you can just export. I guess my final point, if you're here saying, oh, I haven't got these images or whatever, just make your own. In Canva, it makes it extremely easy. They've got loads of templates. Try not to limit yourself in any way. This is quite an easy thing to do, so I encourage you to do it. This can apply to your own blog posts, or if you're just looking for inspiration, right? You might not even have a blog. If you just want to start an Instagram page or a Facebook page on any niche, and you're looking to create slides like this to make your social media presence look better, all you have to do is hunt out other blog posts. If you wanted to do one on fishing blog, take me fishing blog, I'd go for the first link. Look for a post. Alright, what's this one? And I know nothing about fishing, okay? This is purely an example. But this is a little blog post about trout fishing lures, which I think are these things that you hang on the hooks. Yeah, they attract fish. So if we go back to our prompt, let's take this URL and paste in the fishing. This is quite a short post, so I'll go 5 important points. I'll change this title to fishing. Alright, this is purely an example. If you wanted to start an Instagram fishing page, you don't need a blog. You don't need your own content. you can just summarize other people's and use that as content on your own Instagram page or Facebook page. So let's put that quote in again, this time with a page from a blog about fishing, a niche that I know nothing about at all, and see what it chucks out. Okay, there's a fishing CSV. So let's go to Canva, do create a new design. Let's create a fishing I just put that prompt in to ChatGPT to make a fishing image. And right, there we go. It's just made us a completely original picture of a bloke fishing with a load of what's out, alright? So let's paste that into Canva. That's our background. Let's take the transparency down a little bit, like that. We'll go text box. We'll make it 50 like we did before, and then we'll do bulk create and upload the fishing CSV, and we'll right click here, connect the data, click point of reference, continue, generate 5 designs. And remember, I know nothing about fishing, right? Nothing at all. But here's our slides. Oh, you know what? I didn't add a nice font outline, so I'll do that now because I think it looks better. There we go. And I'll generate them again. Right, so here are 5 fishing slides. Okay, and that will be an example post you could do if you ran a fishing page on Instagram, or you could make one up for helicopters or whatever, and then just go back here and start adding in, as we did in the earlier example. You would add in your titles or whatever else. You don't even need to rip your images out of Google. I've been writing blogs for years, okay? I probably made my first blog 25 years ago, and I've had loads of different blogs in loads of different niches and all kinds of things. And apart from screenshots, I would invariably steal all my images off of Google. But now with ChatGPT, you can just make your own. Alright, there you go. And we'll just paste that in, and we can go for exactly the same process as we did before. And add some different bits on it. There we go. Right, you could have a black border, you could choose it to be white, or whatever, just to see what looks better. And then we would want to add a title, I suppose. What was the title of the blog? Let's get this title here into Canva. It's capitalised everything, that's annoying. Excuse me. Well, I just... Okay, and obviously we do not want to rob the title off that other person's blog. That's not a very nice thing to do. So what we would do is magic write it, rewrite. And there we go. Try these lures for successful late winter trout fishing. You can keep rewriting it. I mean, that's not very good, but okay, you get the idea. You can just take information and create your own out of it. And then we could, let's go back to here, and we could just drag this on. Alright, if we wanted to use that as well. I mean, obviously it's got the Strike Media logo on it, so we wouldn't want to use these. We would need some overlays without these logos on. You would want to maybe change these for the logo of your Instagram page or whatever. That is just a pure example that I made to prove that this can be made out of any niche, any blog post. It doesn't even have to be your blog post. You know, you could do it off a news article, off a blog post, off anything really. Any web page You could do a tech page, right? There's millions of tech reviews online. So whatever kind of niche, I know my page here is mainly ecom, but it doesn't have to be ecom. The whole point of this YouTube was to demonstrate the methodology behind this. All right, I've talked for long enough now, so let's end this one and I'll see you soon.